Okay, so this is, we're going to talk about Facebook Live video, Periscope, and Reality TV 3.0. And let me recapitulate what is going on. Reality TV 3.0 for me is this. Reality TV 1.0 was when Richard Hatch won Survivor, and that made reality TV so popular. And then Reality TV 2.0 is the Kardashians, and Reality 3.0 would be Periscope and live video.
Did Sheldon just freeze on you, Delilah?
Yeah. At first I thought it was me, but it isn't.
Yeah, no, I was like, you and I are okay, so it's Sheldon.
That's all right. We can take it.
I know, but it's his blab.
I know. What's so bad? Bless his heart. Maybe he'll be back in there in a moment.
He's coming back.
Just needs a refresh.
So for everybody that's joining in, hello to the Robert and Delilah show.
Absolutely. Oh, that's hilarious. No, I actually have not done a Facebook Live in a couple of days, and I need to do one.
Well, I went on because
one
obviously
later.
I'm doing my tour thing, so I wanted to get the promotions out of it for today because we're doing a special on the ticket sales till midnight tonight.
Right.
So I did the Facebook Live, and then I said, well, of course I'm going to pop on Periscope now, and I ended it, went right on Periscope. And then from there, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go do a blab on it. But then I was like, I'll just pop around the blabs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, for Facebook Live, the ones that I've done, they've worked out great because I'm moving people into my Facebook group.
Exactly.
And I pop that little link in there, and there's been people just coming in daily.
Well, you know what I like about Facebook Live? The first thing is about Facebook Live, I make mine public. All right? I don't do it just for my friends. I do make it public.
Yeah.
But because it's Facebook, you're not getting the trolls. The people,
yeah, I haven't had one.
Well, because
nobody has asked to see my boobs. Not once.
You know why? Think about it. The people that are coming on Facebook Live, they are literally your friends already. They are the people. Sheldon, we just kept going.
Okay, that's fine. That's great.
It's on record, so
I'm sorry. The microwave knocked me off. I apologize.
The microwave. Well, I hope the food was good.
Okay, so continue. What were you saying?
What's great about the Facebook Live, I was saying with Delilah, because I did mine and I've done a few now, is that the people that are coming onto your Facebook Live, these are people that pretty much know you or on Facebook already, and it's not the trolls that we found on Periscope or Meerkat or any of these others, where they're gonna start trouble, they're gonna say things, they're gonna disrupt the cast. The people on Facebook that are popping in are pretty much your friends on Facebook, and so by doing that, you're already having some sort of conversations with them when you're posting your pictures, your family, your things like that. So you have a relationship, in some sense, already set up with these people. Now Facebook Live comes along the way, and you get to physically talk to them live. Yeah. That's, oh my God, you got to let Stanley in.
I tried, and
Stanley Barsh did his first Facebook Live yesterday. He's saying,
"Come on, Stanley, jump in! Come on, Stanley, jump in! I want to talk to Stanley."
In Washington D.C. He's one of my buddies.
You know what else I found great with Facebook Live is
because I accidentally put the wrong.
This is his first time on Blab, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. You get a lot of shares with it too.
Listen, guys.
So not only are you reaching your friends, but it's going over too.
Are you guys okay right now?
Yep, we're fine.
All right. Unfortunately, you're listening to a house of 3 under 3 right now. So we're dealing with that situation over here. So we're trying to get this thing rolling. So
all right.
Rob, listen, you guys are doing a great thing, and I'm following you on Blab. I'm following you on Periscope. I listen to your live things on Facebook. Phenomenal, and
Thanks,
I'm getting down with the time, buddy.
We're going to convert you. I already got you on Facebook Live, and now I got you on Blab.
That's it. So listen, I'm not going to bore you or bore your listeners. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here and just continue monitoring you guys. All right.
All right. Take care, Stanley. Good to see you.
Good to meet you guys.
Bye, Stanley.
Bye-bye.
So the question I have is the woman that I saw this evening she was like a Z-list celebrity, but she had a large fan base, existing fan base through her page, Facebook page, and she had close to 15,000 people looking at her. Facebook. So that's reality 3.0, right?
That's different.
See,
reality
now
TV.
that is Facebook mentions.
Oh,
Because
and that
are
is
the
for
people
celebrities.
that have the blue check. They're verified pages of the celebrity, and they got Facebook Live before everybody else did. That's what the original Facebook Live that was introduced was through Facebook mentions. You had to be verified. That's why you saw the newscaster in NBC, Lester Holt. He came on. One of the
I saw Michael Bublé.
Michael
He was
Bublé
great.
came on. Those guys,
Right.
they have pages of hundreds of thousands of people on them. So when they pop on, they're notified from the page, their followers, that this person is live. And guess what? They have 100,000 followers. For them to get 1,500 in a room is nothing. It's like 1%.
Right.
I know that, but that's still compelling. That's still a compelling reality. I mean, those are decent numbers when you get 15,000 people.
Definitely.
Like that's something that Periscope can't compete with, can it? Periscope
And then
no
you also
idea.
got one of the girls did it. The tennis girls, the Williams sisters. One of them has it, and they went on. They had like 20,000 people in their room the first time they did it.
So I guess what I'm saying is, let me ask again: is Facebook Live video going to crush Periscope simply because Facebook has an existing social media network? No, why not?
No,
Tell me why, Claire. You're shaking your head. Why?
Go ahead.
No, okay. Here, it's relatively simple here. Who cares what the reach is for each individual person? The fact of the matter is more people right now have access to Periscope than Facebook Live. Granted, here, the people who are on Facebook Live have a lot of connections, but with Periscope, you have those same people, but then you have all the people like us who only have a couple thousand connections as opposed to 500,000, let's just say. So, and then on top of that too, these celebrities, they're just going to be doing like typical celebrity stuff. People like you and me, we're going to be doing a lot more of the everyday, ordinary people type of stuff on there as well too, So, I mean, it's going to be two different types of content, both in a good and bad way.
So it's also a different type of community feel.
It is.
Facebook, like I said, Michelle, when you got bounced out for a second, I was saying, you're not going to get the trolls on Periscope because they're already your friends. The ones that,
You mean on
Claire
Facebook?
said, on Facebook. You're not going to get the trolls because you're already friends with most of these people. I'm not talking about the verified users. I'm talking about me and Delilah and Claire and Sheldon. You guys get on it. We do it on our profile page. Those people that are seeing you're pretty much already connected with. You're just getting a closer connection because it's live. Periscope opened up to the world. So it had that whole thing about the trolls, and those guys are there, but it's just learning how to deal with it. But something Claire said is very, very true and very, very good. The fact that Periscope, anybody right now can pick up their phone, doesn't matter what the phone they have, and download Periscope and do it. Where Facebook Live is rolling out iOS first, slowly. Then they're going to hit Android, and guess what? They're going to have to roll it out slowly again because they can't just give it to every single person immediately because the bandwidth would get crushed.
Yes, it would. Yes.
So they're doing it in a
Okay,
slow format.
Okay, so here's my whole thing on there. All right, not everybody can put out a Facebook Live yet. They will be. It's coming. But the thing is, with Facebook Live, there's a lot more people there to watch the ones that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do it right, people have structures for how they do their Periscopes. It's going to come about the structure way that you do a Facebook Live. And even if you don't have a large following yet, you can still manage to grow a huge following even without a small one. And it can wind up being way bigger than the one that you have on Periscope
There's also
without all the trolls.
There's also one caveat too regarding the growth of Facebook Live, and that is the fact that they are rolling it out on a gradual basis to all users. But there are plenty of people out there who do not follow the comings and goings on Facebook. And when I say comings and goings on Facebook, I'm talking about more in the personal profile and the things, not on the brand pages and stuff like that. And those people they're probably not going to, most of them out there are probably not going to notice that little icon on there. So I'll bet you anything here. I could think of 2 or 3 people just right on top of my head. If they had Facebook Live, now these are non-social media professional people. They all just do or other type of stuff. But if they knew that they had Facebook Live, if they even do have Facebook Live, if they didn't have it, they would definitely be using it. I personally don't even know if they have it. And if I asked them, they probably wouldn't have a single clue what the heck I'm talking about. So that's another thing to think about too.
Yeah,
so these people actually have to discover it.
The thing is, you're not notified that you get it.
Exactly.
You literally have to check every single day and look to see if the little circle is there that you can do it. Now, like Stanley Barsh, who popped in before, who got him on Blab now, but he got Facebook Live the other day, and he went on it. He's a realtor, and he sees the possibilities now. Now, there's one caveat, and I'm curious what Claire and Delilah think on this, and Sheldon, obviously you too. Think about Facebook's terms of service. We are not supposed to be using our profile page as a place for business. We're not supposed to put up the cover. You're not supposed to have your website up on the cover and the phone number. You're not supposed to promote only business on it. Well, what do you think I'm using it for? Yes, I'll do the fun stuff too. But I'm using it for business.
Well,
so I'm wondering if Facebook's going to ease up a little bit about the profiling, because social media, real estate agents, florists, companies that can't get their business page verified to do it off the business page are going to do it on their profile page, and it's going to be all business.
I think the way I look at it is the same with Facebook Live as it is to Periscope. You're using it not as a means to sell them right there, but as a hello, a handshake, how do you do, get to know me, and then move them into your own space. Like I've got mine set up to where I'm moving people into a Facebook group. And then from the Facebook group, you build that stronger relationship, and you build in your sales and things from there on that more personal level. And I do videos and things within that group, but I don't sell straight from that Facebook Live. Maybe. That's where you get your tips and your hellos and those sort of things, and let people build that like, know, and trust factor.
Now, of course, I'm a marketer myself. So when I hear about Robert talking about the people I'm thinking about are the ones who are going to turn on Facebook Live the very first day that they get it or discover they actually have it, and the first thing they say is buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. Yeah, but then at the same time too, so obviously that is sales. But then also is sales that whole relationship building thing where you're on here and just saying, hey, what's up, guys? And then 5 minutes later, you finally announce you're a realtor or something, And is that also viewed as sales as well too? It's two entirely different things.
Okay, guys, I know my audience, and let's veer this off to something a little bit more pertinent to what the audience may be interested in, and that is the personal brand as opposed to marketing in general. Like, because I think a lot of people be interested in how you think the dynamic between Facebook Live Video and Periscope will be when it comes to marketing, the personal brand marketing. Because that's something that I think that the people in the audience may be a bit more interested in than marketing in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the biggest thing is marketing has changed. And companies are starting to get the gist of it, especially on social media. It's not just about what we were just saying, market anymore. Throw it up on the wall and see what sticks. They want to know the stories, the journeys, the behind the scenes, about the employees, about what you're giving back to in the community, about you and your husband, if you're a sole entrepreneur, then how about your kids and things like that. on these streaming applications, and all of them, it doesn't matter which one now we're talking about. If it's Meerkat, which is still alive, guys, and Periscope and all these things, Blab, it's getting to know people. And that's what's building people's business now. The fact that people know me, they know my daughter, they know I do crazy things once in a while. They know I come on Blab or Periscope and have some fun, but then I also do business. So they're getting to know me as a human being. And this is where Brian Kramer's book comes into play. Human to human. It's not about business anymore. It's about building relationships. And says it best. Return on relationships. Brian says it's working human to human. It's no longer business to consumer or business to business. It's human to human. And you get the trust and the like factors and the no factors of these people. And that's where down the line you can build up your businesses. So it's more about being personal.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, for the average person who's just they're not a marketer, they're just an average person. They want to know how can I build my personal brand, if you will. So from like on a personal level, how do you think someone can? All right, I don't know.
Well, here, I think we need to get down on the very personal level, and I'm listening obviously to what Robert's saying, but let me also echo a different point of view too. There's a lot of people out there. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's the vast majority of the people out there are not going to be thinking the way that Robert is thinking, and the way that I see with where he's coming from. Yes, you do have that group out there, but I'm just thinking about, again, just listen to the people I'm connected up with. And the people I'm connected up with, and I'm being very, very general here, they like to go out to events. They could be like concerts. They could be like sports. They could be like festivals or anything like that. I could easily see them taking out their phone and going on Facebook Live and showing a little bit of the event that they're at, or at a wedding that they're at or something. And I know, seriously. And then on top of that too, a lot of the people in my age group right now are just getting kids and so forth. And I can easily see a couple of them taking out their phone and showing some video of some crazy thing that their kid's doing, and none of that has anything to do with the actual work or personal brand aspect of things. They're doing it just because they want to show live to people basically what is going on in their homes and in their local neighborhoods.
Yeah, and to me, that's reality TV 3.0. Yes, go right. Yes, Robert.
No, but it goes back to what I was saying. It becomes a trust factor. Yeah. Because now people get to know you as a person, not as Claire, the business person. I know Claire as a dad, or I know Claire at the hockey game, or I know Claire at that. You get to know the person in a different aspect, which helps your brand.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah,
sense.
I mean,
Sheldon, how did we meet? On Blab. You've seen me do business blabs, but you also see me do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm doing both all the time. So people get to know me. I mean, what I did on Periscope, fine. I did that on Periscope. I had a blast with it. I lost my bet, and I had to do what I had to do. But people saw a different side of me, and they were like, "Oh my God, he actually did that."
Yeah.
Claire knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. At this point, I want Amnon to jump in. He's an internet broadcaster. He may be able to talk to us a little bit from the point of view of broadcasting and personal branding. I would love for him to jump in if he can. Please jump in, because you have Nissan, Amnon Nissan. Jump in, please. There isn't Facebook, because of the numbers that of people that could potentially be on. He says, "Give me a few minutes to set up the studio." This is the point where marketing and broadcasting meet, because you have the numbers on Facebook Live video that you perhaps don't. You have to build. You have to work really hard to get your Periscope numbers up. But Facebook Live video, because you have built-in, I have 1,000 followers, friends on Facebook, and that's a built-in audience that technically I could tap into very easily. Whereas, I have 400 Periscope followers.
Right, but at the same point, until they get to know that you're on Facebook Live, and unless they subscribe to you, there's no guarantee that they're going to actually be watching you, because people, you got to remember, most people on Facebook are on their phone.
Yeah.
And it's throughout the day, here and there. And if you know, if you have 1,000 followers, if you're following 1,000 people, friends, or vice versa, it works both ways. How far back do you go in your news feed to see what's going on?
Yeah, that's true.
And you got to catch them live unless you get the notification that they're live, that you subscribe to them. Yeah. So until that starts, it's just like Periscope. Now, I make my Facebook Lives public.
Yeah.
Anybody could see them. In fact, a couple of people actually shared mine today. So they shared it out because of what I was talking about, which is great too, because now I'm getting into their groups of people and everything else. But to me, I actually find Periscope easier to use. And the reason I like Periscope better over Facebook is that when Claire, do you have a Facebook Live yet?
I do not, and I literally look every day. I'm not kidding.
No. The reason I like Periscope better is because I know who's in the room watching me. When you're on Facebook Live, it just tells you the number of viewers. If they don't comment, you don't know who's there.
Yeah.
That's an issue to me, because I want to talk to people. That's part of what streaming is. You need to be able to engage. When people start commenting on my Facebook Live, like Delilah was on it, I see her pop, she comes in and she says, "Hey, Robert." And I'm like, "Hey, Delilah." Shouting out people on live streaming is huge, because now you're getting the connection. And with Facebook Live, unless they comment, you don't know they're there. Periscope, I see every single person who joins. I can easily swipe to the side and see who's in the room, at least the first 25, the last 25, I should say. But people are commenting, and it gives a lot easier feel. I don't think Facebook Live, even when it gets to full-blown and Android is there and it's out and all everything, I don't think it's going to put Periscope out of work. I think Periscope's going to be on its own.
All right, Amnon, as a broadcaster, what do you think about given Amnon is a internet broadcaster of some repute? Tell us, what do you think about the fact, given the fact that Facebook Live video has potential, you could tap into the numbers that perhaps you cannot get immediately on Periscope. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I never use Periscope.
And so why is that? Why don't you use Periscope?
Because I don't want to insult you guys. Come on. I mean,
okay.
This is
nothing insults me.
This is like having a car that only goes straight. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do, and not only this. I mean, the type of shows that I do over here require the wide screen, requires good sound, better quality, and all that. And it may come to Blab. I mean, we hear some things that it may come, so that'll be okay. But as far as the numbers, I mean, I don't know what kind of numbers do you guys get on Periscope, or
varies?
It varies.
I mean, tell me a high and tell me a low.
I've had as low as 20 in a room. I've had as high as 1,000.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on time of day, what's going on. I was actually on Periscope when the Paris thing happened, but I didn't know, and I had a decent group, and then all of a sudden people started leaving the room, and I didn't know why. And then I knew why. Yeah. So other things are, everything is maintaining of what is going on.
I think that, I mean, there's a big difference now. The numbers that I'm seeing on my show on Sunday morning are anywhere from 7,000 to 12,000. But it's a 2-hour show.
On my own network. Your own network. Okay.
Yeah, on my own network, and people are coming there. But it's been going on. My show has been going on since '93 on the radio, and then transition to internet. But we do 9 other shows, and you get About anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000 in an hour.
Mhm.
But these are, I mean, Robert, if I said, Robert, come and do a show on Nissan Communications.
When do you want me? Oh,
Then,
no,
listen,
I thought you were asking.
No. You are more than welcome to it.
Kidding.
But my point is, the first show that you come to do on the network, I guarantee you had at least 1,500 people.
Well, how long have you been doing your show?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing my show, Computers 2K now, since 1993.
Wow.
But wait a second.
Okay.
You all know Ryan Miller, who's doing the Parent Dome.
Yeah, I know Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he was in my Periscope today.
Okay, when I saw Ryan and I saw the message that he's preaching to the people and the message that he's trying to convey, I said, this is important. He's getting 10 people or 7 people or whatever on Blab. No, I got in touch with him. I said, Ryan, look, this is what I do. Come here. I'm not going to charge you. Do a show here. Continue to do what you're doing. But I want you to do it here also because I think that it'll give you a wider audience. And I think the message is important. The first show that he did, he had 1,700 people.
Not bad.
Wow.
Now, these are people that are following the network. So they may be my followers, but they go and they see what else is available because they like the quality. It's just like the community on Blab that go from one Blab to another, and they see what they like, and then they follow the person. And when that person is back on, they get a notification and they go to see because they like what the person is talking about. But the only reason I'm saying this is, Shelton, you're talking about the numbers.
Yeah.
These are the only numbers that I know. The numbers are probably much higher because also I'm utilizing 7 different CDNs, content delivery networks.
Yeah.
And the people that are going and listening over there and not coming to the website, I have no idea how many.
Yeah.
But how long did it take you to build up that following?
It took a long time. Absolutely.
Okay,
No.
So being that Periscope is only 8 months old and Blab is only 6 months old and Facebook Live technically is only 2 months old.
I mean, it's not a contest and it's not saying you're worthless, I'm better. No.
You got to work at it.
I mean, absolutely. You got to keep on working on it and keep.
I had to work to build up the following on Periscope.
Yeah.
To get to, I'm just under 7,000 followers on Periscope. I had to work, and Sheldon knows how hard I worked on Blab to get the following that I have on Blab. I mean, I have 3,600 people following me. I am honored by that. But the thing is, I'm on it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm here and I'm giving information, and they're not going to follow me if I don't give the right information. It doesn't matter how many times you're on Periscope, Facebook Live, on a radio show. If your content is not good, it's not going to matter.
That's the point, and you are also respected.
Yes, you raise an interesting point, which is what I had a blab earlier today about his Content King. Does the dynamic between the content producer and the audience change given social media? Like it does. I'm more interested in content creation than I am marketing, so that's why Amnon is important because he's a content creator. So you know, when you create content, you have now with social media, you have a relationship to your audience that you did not have before.
Correct. With
the one-to-many situation. Amnon, what do you think?
I cannot really talk intelligently about this because of one reason. I don't do any marketing. The only time I use Twitter is because I do all the shows, all the technical stuff for all the shows. I sit here and I tweet about 15 minutes before the show. Okay, it's time for such and such. I don't do anything on Twitter. My Facebook, you want to know the truth? I don't know if I know how to log into it.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that. I mean, I would love for somebody to say, Amnon, you know what? Let me do this for you. And one of these days, something may come your way. That's fine. Absolutely.
And do you know what I do for a living?
Yeah, I know, but you see,
Well,
I'm not
this is where we can combine forces here. The two sides can combine. Let's talk about the marketing of content. Like, this is something that would be interesting. This is where the two worlds fuse. The marketing of content in the social media world. Like, how Robert, how would you help Amnon market his content in social media if that was your job?
Okay, well, I mean, I work different levels. There are companies that I literally take over their social media for them, and I take care of it. And then there are ones that I turn around and coach them on how to do it and everything else. Listen, bottom line is the content you're producing has to be informative and have the right information that your following wants to know. Now, 90% of the people out there, I know it's a high number, but 90% of the people out there don't really know what their following want to hear.
Absolutely correct.
And the biggest thing they should be doing is asking them. Ask them. I'm going to be doing one tomorrow. This is my Periscope tomorrow. All right. I'm giving a lead into it right now. I know there's some people in the room that follow me on Periscope also. I'm asking my following, what do you want me to teach you in 2016? Now, they're going to throw out tons of things to me. Tons of things. I want to learn more about Facebook ads. I want to learn about this. I want to learn about that. Well, guess what? When I come up with that content, I already know they want to know it.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me the advantage over somebody who doesn't talk and build the relationships with their following, because they're just sitting there going, oh, you know something? I'm going to do this today. It doesn't mean they want to hear it.
True. All right, this is the point where I'm willing to jump out and let Steven, to them we would have both equal content creators and marketers here. The Tech Buzz Steven.
Oh, Tech Buzz Steven. Okay.
Okay. Steven.
I'm actually going to be jumping out in a moment here. I hate to break up the evenness between the content and the marketing. I just like to make one other quick point here regarding Periscope, which is actually something I find very, very interesting here. Periscope's a little bit different than like Meerkat, and let me also throw in Blab as well too. Even though I know they're all different platforms, and I'm the king of complaining about people making a comparison there. But anyway, though, one thing that Periscope has the edge over all the other streaming video platforms is the fact that they are available on Apple TV. So you don't even have to be a member of Twitter to access Periscope on the Apple TV. And I think that is a really, really big concept right there, because you can just turn on your on TV, turn on your the Periscope app on there, and you can watch pretty much all of the live streaming video on there.
Claire,
I think that's huge.
Claire, let me ask you something. I don't know how much you know. I mean, if you know the answer.
Yep.
Who do you think has more of an audience, Apple TV or Roku?
You know what? I actually do keep up on this stuff here, and I think right now it's probably Roku, but it's pretty close. I have to I have to double check, but I mean, it's just the concept that Periscope is on one of those streaming video platforms. With that said, I think I did read someplace so that Periscope is available on the Roku. I think I did read that.
They're in discussion. They're in discussion with them.
Yeah, so that's something there that is, it's still something that makes things a little bit separate. So anyway, I made that point there.
No, that's fine, right. And you are absolutely correct. And I was just going to say that's why Steven and me and others are using. We have a Roku app that people can watch it there too. It's important. It's very important. And if Periscope is available on Apple TV, that's another outlet. Absolutely.
Okay, Claire, you said you had to leave. Delilah is here, and then Steven, if you want to jump in, I will jump out. Delilah, if you want to jump in. Delilah, jump back in, and then I will jump out because I want to hear Steven, because Steven is a content creator.
Robert, maybe we can trade something.
We can talk about it.
Shoot me
a message on Twitter. My DMs are wide open, so you can DM me.
Okay.
Okay, Steven, just say yes or no if you can jump in. Because I want to talk to you, Steven. I want to hear you talk.
I mean, I understand what you're talking about, Sheldon. I mean, there is what is content, the content creation side of it, whether it's a meme, whether it's a story, a blog, a vlog, or whatever it is, because content is a very generalized word these days because every platform content is different. And then how do you market your content?
Yeah.
And there's different things. So I'm Stanley, if you're in the room, I'm just letting you know I'm going to pick on you right now because I was on the phone with Stanley. He's a friend of mine. He's a realtor in DC, just getting into live streaming. And he put it out on Facebook. What type of topics would you like to see me do on Facebook Live? And one of the things I told him was, the thing because of Facebook Live that you can't guarantee when the people are going to see you right away because we need time to get the subscription thing going and not everybody has it and not everybody may be on at the right time of day. Well, there's such an easy way to market yourself on your content, even on live streaming. You make a little picture and it says on the picture what you're going to talk about with your face or whatever, what time and what day you're going to talk about it, and you pop it out on all your social media sites with where it's going to be. Hey, I'm doing Facebook Live and I'm going to be talking about how I actually do like Shelton Baumgartner, and I'm going to be doing that Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern. Why don't you come on and join me? And you pop that out at 7 a.m. of that day. You marketed what you're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. So you're bringing people that want to hear about that subject to you.
Now, the interesting question I have is, do you think when it comes to engagement and the ability to motivate people to do stuff, do you think that Periscope, the tribe, if you will, is stronger on Periscope than anywhere else, and will it be similarly strong on Facebook Live video? Because like I saw Yo Pickles, she brought like 20 or 30 people from Periscope over to Blab just because she asked them to. I can't even get somebody to open the door for me. Ask them to come on to a different social media platform. So what do you guys think? Is it do you have more of an intense connection with your audience on Periscope than you do in other forms of media, or what?
I've done it from Facebook Live, and that just started. I had people from Facebook Live joining me in other rooms. I've had them come over to Blab. I've had them do different things because I already had that strong connection to begin with. So as long as you have that relationship built in that one social media, regardless of if it's Facebook or Twitter or Periscope or Meerkat or whatever you're using, if you have that strong relationship built and you have those loyal followers, yeah, they're going to come with you, especially if they get a chance to get to know you even better.
So
and get a chance to talk with you personally. Do
you think, what is the intent? Why is it that why can you actually motivate people to do something on Periscope when you can't perhaps get them to do so in other media? What is it, that sense of intimacy?
No, you can on other medias too. It goes back to how did you build your relationship?
I'm an old newspaper guy, and it's hard as hell to get anybody to do anything.
Okay, but you're talking old media versus new media.
Yeah.
Different situation.
Right.
Old newspaper, print. You really couldn't get people to do a lot. You can get them to read your stuff.
Yeah.
But it was very hard to get them to contact you back with information.
Yes, that's true.
But now, social media, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, never turns off. News is instantaneously, and you're in your fields. Hey, look what happened with the San Bernardino shootings. How fast did that hit? The newscasters at the TV stations couldn't get it out faster than Twitter, Periscope, and all those guys had it on within 5 minutes.
Yes.
But now what's happening, you have to remember on the news side of it, you have personal journalists all over the world.
Yes, that's true.
Wherever Amnon is, something happens, he could pop out his phone, pop on Periscope, and go, look what's going on here. And the newscasters, and the other thing is, because you're not part of the real, and don't take it the wrong way, media, You're showing things that other newscasters and people are not talking about. And you know who did it best?
And
that guy, Paul Lewis in Baltimore. You guys remember the Baltimore riots last year? And he was on the street. He's a journalist for one of the big companies. And he was waiting to do stuff in between. He whipped out his Periscope. It was the one with the kid who got shot by a cop. And Baltimore blew up in parts of it. And it was riots everywhere. A bakery was burned down and all that stuff. And he started interviewing people on the street.
So the question is, doesn't Periscope and Facebook Live video destroy the traditional media, the traditional paradigm for news gathering? Delilah, why not?
It can, specifically because you have instant interaction. And that's another thing the news media does not have. They cannot instantly sit there and talk with their viewers. That's part of that really strong like, know, and trust factor, why people will follow you to the ends of the earth, because I can look right over here on the right hand side now and go, hey, Sean Osby, great to have you here. How's it going for you you're a conviction coach. I get to know them at the same time. That's why that makes that such a strong connection, and why, it's really going to run over a lot of these newscasters. In fact, the Today Show is actually doing Periscopes now, and I think part of it is because of that reason.
There's
You're going
tons
to
of
see a lot of the
newscasters.
newscasters.
There's a woman in Arizona. She's on at night. Every time they go to commercial, she's on. And you know what she does now sometimes also? She sets up her Periscope. She talks on the commercial, and then she puts it on the side. And they get to watch her live giving the news to the camera. And then she picks it back up, and she talks to people in between, and then she puts it back down, and then she goes back to the show.
Okay, at this point, Marty is also a content producer. I'd like Marty. I'll jump out. Marty, if you can jump in.
Well, I was going to say I actually got to go cook dinner for the little one.
Okay.
So
well,
she's priority in life. Sorry, got to go.
Okay, real life is a higher priority. Priority. What we're doing.
Shelton, there are two things that you need to do for yourself first.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of people on Blab that love you and will try and help you.
Yes, sir.
You are putting the cart before the horse. You really need to work on your show, and don't worry about the numbers. There are people that are doing shows and they have 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. You think that that's not good?
I did a Periscope yesterday. There were 7 people in the room. I treated it as if there was 200 in the room, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Those 7 showed up to you.
Absolutely. And that's who you need to respect and do your show for. Don't look at the numbers. The numbers, did you ever hear that if you build it, they will come?
Yes, sir.
Just keep doing the show. You need to be, what's the word?
Persistent.
On time every day. What's the word?
I do it. I do my morning show at 10 o'clock every day.
For how long?
1 hour.
No. For how long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been doing a morning show for months now, but I restarted the show.
You just need to make sure that you're doing it every. I'll talk to you. You just need to make sure that you're doing it at the same time.
I am.
Every day that you're telling them that you're doing it, because they're going to come. If they're not going to see you, they're not going to be there.
Well, I do it every day about 10 o'clock.
And don't worry about the numbers. Worry about the content. Make sure that you have something to give people.
Yes.
Not ABC stuff, but stuff that you can actually get their interest.
This is the point. Thank you very much for your advice. Robin, jump in. Robin is a very interesting person. She might have something to say about all what we're talking about. Amnon, your advice is very, very, very good. If I can get Robin to jump in, because Robin is a I don't know what you would call her, a brand representative of some sort. She's very interesting.
If you want me to stay with you a little bit more, I can. If you want me to jump out, I'll.
No. I'm very honored to have you talk to me, and Delilah as well. I'm just trying to figure out if we should wrap this up or not. Oh, Robin is here. So yes, Robin. Now Robin she works with brands, and Robin can. So now we have two content creators and two marketers, I guess, what you would call them. Robin, what do you tell us? What do you think about what we've been talking about?
It's interesting. Sorry, I'm just I just started to kind of catch on. I was doing some other stuff in the background, but I agree with Amnon about, don't look at those numbers so much. They really don't mean as much as people think they do. I know marketers, when they're looking for social media people, they may look at those numbers, but that's not always the right way to do it. You have to look at the engagement level. And it's that percentage that's far more important than those giant numbers. And excuse the way I look. I didn't put any makeup on today. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It was a rough night. It was a rough night. So.
And I couldn't agree more. If you go to somebody's Facebook Live or to their Periscope, and they've got, only 5 people watching them at the moment, but those 5 people are commenting, that is way more important than, in my very second ever Periscope, I was still learning how to do Periscope. I wound up with 1,200 people watching me. You know why? It wasn't because they wanted to make comments or that they knew me or that they had any respect for me. They expected me to take my shirt off. That was the only reason. So that Periscope with 1,200 people in it meant not a darn thing. But the ones later on that only had 20 people in them, but those people were engaged and they were talking and with me and with each other, that was the ones that mattered.
Delilah, I'm just curious, what made them think you were going to take your shirt off? Because I don't know the story behind it.
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was my very second ever Periscope. I still didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know how to block people on Periscope yet. In the title, I even put, I don't know what I'm doing. And it was like 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And 1,200 trolls showed up and started asking me to do all sorts of weird stuff. That was
I would have much preferred that you came back after that happened to you. Kudos to you for sticking it out and realizing that that's not the norm. So that was great.
So Amnon, you're saying you won't use Facebook Live video anytime soon because it's just not the.
No, it's not. It's not what we do. It's just not. If that was another way to send it live to Facebook via an RTMP directly, that would be one.
Okay, what's that? What's that? What's RTMP? What's that mean?
When you do a live thing, you just need to use a few. I don't know what it stands for.
Is that real-time media?
I have no idea. Is it?
Sounds good to me, Robin.
Maybe
Brand's starting to click a little bit more now.
On Facebook, it's not really live, is it?
There's a slight.
Yes,
yes, it is.
A very slight delay, but not a major one. It's live, yeah.
And you did something on Facebook? Somebody, one of you?
I have not, but I know
I
haven't. But
Robert,
I did.
Hold it, Delilah. You did?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you have to do in order to send your video to Facebook? Do you remember off the top of your head?
It's not a video. It actually streams live, just like Blab is streaming live right now. And only certain people have it, but I can show it to you right here. I pull up my iPhone.
Yeah.
And you can tell if you have it because you'll have this little icon over on the far right with the little head with the thing around it.
Right.
And I type on that, and then I type in my title and hit start broadcast, and it runs live right at that moment.
And why aren't you?
People are watching me live.
Okay. Why aren't you doing it from the computer?
It's not on the computer.
Because you can only do it from mobile.
There is the reason why I will not do it. It's not.
See, but you should. You should do like a from behind the scenes thing and let it run.
Oh, let me tell you.
You would not believe how many people love that stuff.
Delilah, I just want you to have an idea what it takes what it takes to run a show like we're doing here, and what I have to do. Let me just for a second, let me turn it and show you what I have to do.
Wow.
But okay, so is it because
But that's interesting. I'm sorry, Robin. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is it because are you recording a podcast, a radio show
I'm not
too?
recording anything.
What are you doing that you need that? Because I'm here, I do live streaming and I don't have that.
Oh, well, first of all, if you listen to the sound that is coming out on one of the shows and listen to the sound that's coming out of Blab, you'll get an idea why. That's for the audio, for the switching. Right. Then for every microphone, there is a device that we call a DBX 286A, which we use the gate. What that means is if you sit in where you are at home, right, and the dog starts barking, we will hear it. If my dog will start barking here, you will only hear it while I am talking. Because the device that I'm using up there only opens up when I say something close.
Right. And I get that, but the thing is that
what is your show?
I'm basing this that you're not doing. You said you don't do a podcast, right?
Okay. What do you call a podcast? I call a podcast a recorded piece of media that I later on put somewhere.
Do you do that?
No, after the fact.
What are you doing with and Stephen says I'm live chatting, not live streaming, but whatever you want to call it. That's
live streaming. When we do a show, it's live. People come just like you see it at 8:00 on Friday night on TV. If you're not there to watch it, you're not watching it anymore. But the difference is that after the show, with all the interaction and everything, people can go and watch it on demand. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. But it's a different type of video. You have to sit here and adjust the levels because many of the hosts and the callers are not here. Somebody will be real loud. Somebody be real low. You have to keep on moving things. And when you do it by yourself, not like in a TV studio where you have somebody sitting at the mixer and one person behind each camera, that for me to take a phone and stick here just to get it into Facebook doesn't seem important. Now, if you will convince me that it is, I may do it.
I think
you see,
I see what you're saying, but I think my point is, and I totally value the post-production process, the live production process. I work with Marty McPadden on stuff. He's taught me so much. Not that I can do what he does, but I appreciate it so much more. And I really do get it. And I think the shows that have that production quality are amazing. They're a great job. But it doesn't mean everything you put out has that. It depends on what you're doing. And what Delilah is saying is that even if you do a live Facebook or a Periscope or whatever it is, either during when you're recording the show or just kind of talking people through, show all the computers and all your mixers and kind of show it after the fact when you're doing the post-production and kind of talk them through it. People are interested in that behind the scenes kind of thing. Is that correct, Delilah?
And
yeah, it really is. And during the show, you can just set the phone over there and let it run. And you're streaming across Facebook, which has like 2 billion people on it.
Those people that watch the behind the scenes stuff on Facebook Live or wherever you're doing it, then maybe become interested in your full show that you're doing and become subscribers, listeners, watchers, whatever. And so it's another way to kind of pull people in. There's a lot of newscasters that are doing that. They set up their phones and they stream. They're just on TV. They're on TV at home, but everybody else can see them. But they're also streaming like the behind the scenes stuff, and people are fascinated by it.
And and you touched on an important point. Like I would like to see I would like to see like a roadie's point of view over Taylor Swift's concert. Like I think that would be pretty cool. And I think that
there is somebody who's about to start doing that. I don't remember who it was. There's a band that's doing that, having their roadie walk around with a phone and doing Periscope.
Guys,
I don't remember which one.
This is why you'll see me and Steve and Marty and other people here. It's to help people that don't have what we have get into it, because Blab gives you the right platform to do it with. And Robin, if you were here when I came in, because I was brought in to talk about the connection between networking and
Right.
I said, I am not qualified to talk about this because I am social media nothing.
Gotcha.
I don't use, I said I use Twitter only like 15 minutes before a show. I'll tweet it. Facebook, I don't remember even how to log into it. I don't utilize these.
Right. So it's harder for you to appreciate
Right, exactly.
the things that we're saying, just like it's harder for those of us who don't do the full production value of stuff.
Right.
I appreciate it more now because of the work I've done with Marty. And so that's like, Marty told me to get a different microphone. I did. Marty told me to get different headphones. I did. Marty told me to get a different camera. I did. Nothing expensive. I don't have any of these mixers. I don't have the gates. I don't have any of that other stuff. But Marty was able to help me increase my production value just by doing those few little things, and it made it better. And so I appreciate that, but it doesn't mean I know how to do it. Just like you're saying, we're telling you stuff about social media, and it's not that you don't appreciate it, but it's not, you don't fully grasp the whole thing because you don't do it on an everyday basis like we do.
Oh, I grasp it, and I'm
you know what I mean. I grasp the mixer concept, all that kind of stuff, but I can't just automatically do it. We're saying
Right.
social media is a little bit easier than probably what you do with the post production stuff for sure.
right. And if I had all this here, and I only had 20 people tuned into the network, I will probably utilize social media by the necessity. But because we have so many thousands of people here anyway, it's almost like, okay, concentrate on what you're doing. And I hate it that I don't know how to do this. I really hate it.
I'll give you lessons if you want.
Well, you see,
I was about to say that, or get you a social media person.
well, again, let me ask the question.
go ahead, Shelton. You were going to ask
the question.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask the question.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the paradigm, given that you can have the average person just use their phone when it comes to breaking news and whatnot, the paradigm could just be totally changed, and that even Amnon might find himself having to learn a little bit more about social media than he might want to, simply because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be democratization of media to such an extent that everybody in traditional media,
It's fine. Let me tell you something about the audience in Blab versus the audience that we have. So I have about, on the average, 5,000 people watching on Sunday morning. There may be only about 40 of them in the chat room. The other night, we started actually bringing Blab or integrating Blab into the network here. And we do the Tanya Love show, and Tanya is a light worker, and some people say woo-woo, but it's good stuff. And she will not have people interact. Very few. I mean, every now and then. The first show that we did where Blab was part of it, it was unfreaking believable. All the people that were asking questions. So that's the difference between the audience on Blab and the audience that is coming to watch. It's just like the audience that comes to watch TV. You don't hear them talking to the TV. They sit there and they watch a movie. They sit there and they watch a show, a talk show, whatever. But it's sort of like they just absorbing. That's what they're doing here. Blab.
Right. And along with Blab, you can even double or triple that engagement with the Facebook Live or the Periscope.
Probably, but the only reason
Larger
I
amount.
wanted to bring Blab into the network was not to get more people, but to let people see, because I let them know that they can watch it in full screen and all that on the network, and they come and look and say, wow. And it gives you an idea how it's being done, that there are other ways to do it. Blab is a great platform. It's a great starter platform at this point. It may become,
I agree.
It may become something very, very usable for anybody from what we see. I mean, if Sean will really put in there the 16:9, it's a game changer.
Where did he go? Where did he go, in fact? I'm like...
Who?
There's like different people in here now. Robin,
he stepped to the side. I'm Barb Tomlin, and I want to step in and hi. I'm also one of your students, Delilah. I took
Barb.
class.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm also a Udemy instructor. The thing is, I have to say, when you turned around your camera and showed us all your equipment, that could be very intimidating for folks who are in here for the purpose that Blab was actually constructed. This is a conversation platform. It's not purposely at the level it's at. It is about conversation.
Absolutely.
So, I work with Marty, play with Marty, whatever, and Mark. And in fact, we have a show coming up. I think it's on Monday, isn't it, Marty? And we have a Facebook group too. If you want to get behind the scenes and learn about production and do all the techie stuff and make it extra special. But the bottom line is it's an opportunity to really connect with people face to face without being there in person. And to get your messages, to share your messages, to get your gifts out to the world. And the thing is that I look, because I love John Preto. I love what he's about. And he helped me so much with my sound one day, and I was feeling very insignificant in what was going on. And I really have a techie background. And the thing is, and he basically told me, hey, just calm down, go back to square one, because I have so much gear, I can match you. I mean, we're not going to go who's bigger than who. But the bottom line is, you don't need it here. And
no, you don't.
Okay, and let me raise an interesting point. I think that what's like, okay, I really respect podcasters. You guys know what you're doing. It's just interesting that, like, I feel as though, like, some of us who are like we're kind of, people like me are kind of bumping up against the podcasters, and everything they say is right. It's just like somebody said that my voice was too high, and I can't.
Who cares? Your voice is high.
They said
high as in dumb or high.
Yeah, they said too high. They said my voice was too high to be in broadcasting.
Oh, listen to Todd Cochran. Todd Cochran, if you didn't see him, would think it's a woman talking. So
I guess what I'm saying is,
no,
it's stuff like that where that makes me go, guys, come on. I mean, I'm just on Blab. I mean, I'm not like.
There you go again. You cost me. You know that you cost me money, Shelton.
Why do I cost you money?
Because I had to go and get the domains. It's just the Blab, and it's only Blab. Because of what you're saying. You are right, but it's only Blab, and that it's a problem. We talked about it yesterday in a Blab. People are coming here. They hear and see people laying in bed, talking in a place where they have no business sitting there to do anything of a business like. Sound like they are on the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So anybody thinks, oh, well, then I sound okay, and it's fine because these people are doing it. It must be right. It's not right. You have to strive to get better.
Whoa.
And I think the thing that
Wait,
Okay.
let Delilah say something.
Yeah, Delilah.
You sound fine.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, the other part of this is Blab is for everyone. There are people on here that
Absolutely.
are
Right.
for here to have fun. So you
Right.
can't say you got to be professional and everything. You got to have all this great equipment. If you're just there to hang out and talk with your buddies, so
That's different.
That's the other
That is different. I'm talking about the people that are there who are running a business, the coaches.
Okay, I got
That's
you.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the people that are just having fun. Yeah, no.
Now. Okay.
But
Sorry.
when somebody new goes to Blab and they jump from place to place and they see all that, they say, "What in the world?" It's okay for me to sound like this, and they don't think about, okay, this is a business. These are just having fun.
Well, like I said, like I think that there's like all this different stuff going on at the same time, because there is the casual people that are just talking,
Mhm.
and at the same time there are the audiophiles, and if not audio Nazis, who get really upset, who get really upset about people who don't sound perfect, and yet, you know, and like I was honored that Jeff Adams bought me a mic and bought me a camera. He was very kind. He was very kind to do that. He's a great guy for doing that. And you know, I don't pretend to say I'm in the league of the podcasters, because my shows are just, I roll out of bed and whatever happens to come up happens, except for the one that I record, except for this one because I record it because it's a good content. But you know, everything that the podcasters say is right. They're right. It's
Wait,
just,
wait, Sheldon. You know what? There are podcasters that just started podcasting today. Does that make them right? No.
No, I'm saying like Steven.
Let me
everything.
Delilah, if they sat for a couple of months and watched and learned from other broadcasters,
Mhm.
and asked for help and watched videos how to do it, when they start, their first broadcast may be right.
It may be, but
Yeah.
it may not be.
In your eyes.
And
It
does
may
it mean
not
that
be.
Sheldon has to take their advice just because they're a podcaster? That doesn't make people
No,
right.
no,
There's a lot of writers in the world. That doesn't make them good writers. There's a right doesn't make them great at it, and it doesn't give them the right to put somebody else down.
No. And I'm sorry if I came across as putting somebody down. No.
No,
Everybody-
I really respect, because I know that if I did exactly what the podcaster suggested, I would be a better content provider. I would get more people would actually want to listen to me because I would sound good, or my voice would not be too high, and whatever. Okay, you're right. But I just enjoy talking. I enjoy just producing quality content, like the one that we're doing, like the stuff that we're doing right now. I just like to
Did I freeze again?
have interesting conversations, and I'm privileged and honored that you guys are willing to talk to me about this subject, because I'm fascinated by what we're talking about. So,
Yeah. Shelton, my only thing is, don't just take everyone's opinion. Okay? Check out whose opinion you are trusting,
yeah, that's true.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay? So just because of the way you came across, you're talking about these podcasters were telling me this and these podcasters were telling me that. Which podcasters are you taking the opinions of?
The ones that are very serious, and I respect their opinion. Okay. Anyway,
Okay, that's. I thought you were like listening to everybody.
No,
I was
no.
like, no.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Anyway, guys,
Okay.
if we're talking about me, then obviously we need to stop recording, because this is. Anyway, Amnon, Delilah, and Barb, thank you very much for your time. We can continue to talk about this off the record, but thank you very much for your time. This was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it. This is really, really, really. This is exactly what I wanted when I started this lab. Thank you very much for your time. I will hit pause. Okay.